So it's late morning. Oh, somebody ate one of my tomatoes. And we had a nice little rain this morning. My garden looks much different. Like right here was those globe thistles that the bees would go all over. You gotta cut them down when they're spent, because otherwise you won't get the second flowering. And the second flowering, see, they're like half the size, but the trick is, let me go over here. So the first generation of flowers, I don't know, about 20 inches. If you leave the whole stem as the flower dies off, you smother the next generation. Like here's the next generation. And they're way down here. And then all the leaves of all the leaves of the original set of flowers smother the next generation. And the first couple of years I grew this, I didn't realize it until one day I was out here, and I was cutting down the spent flower, and I saw that, and that turns into that, and then then starts to grow. It grows just as tall as the first generation, but the flowers are obviously much smaller. But I didn't realize I was smothering the next generation. And now I learned. I never realized how much purple and pink I have in my garden until my black-eyed Susans bloom, because I have the hollyhocks, the coneflower, the monarda, the 4 o'clocks, the balsam impatiens. I hear the call of a baby robin. That's why I'm being distracted. The robins let their baby robins hang out in my garden because there's lots of cover. And oh, there it is. It's on the fence. That's a big baby. See how close I can get. It's okay. That's a big baby. You're okay. You look a little wet. Yeah, that's a big baby. Hello. There's lots of worms. Just don't go in my vegetables and poop on them. Aww. I could hear it as I was talking. I'm like, where is it? That's a big baby. That's like a full-size robin. I don't know why it's crying like a baby. Wait for the next airplane to go over. I gotta cut down. This is another one that'll get another flourish of flowers. The bee balm, or monarda as some people call it. There's the fresh. Again, the flower will be much smaller, but yeah, all that's got to get cut now. So this is a really tricky one because you got to cut it down and not cut down the little new ones. I keep, here's some more pink. See, my yarrow's pink, and then there's that, and the candy tuft. That's the second of the candy tuft. There's some of the monarda. So, and then when the black-eyed Susan start to bloom, then you're like, oh yeah, I do have another color in my garden. And the sunflowers. okay. I remember one year I had a family of babies. Oh, there's that, I can never pronounce that plant. Nasturtium? Nasturtium? They're really pretty. Yeah, one year I had like 5 baby robins in my yard. I'll never forget it. It was so cute. And they would, I don't remember what plant it was, but it might have been the coneflower or the black-eyed Susans, something with a broad leaf. And it was raining, and I came outside, and they were all cuddled together, sitting underneath a leaf. One leaf was protecting like 5 of them. It was the cutest thing. And then I keep like little ceramic bowls of water around my yard for them, because they like to take baths. And I had my 35 millimeter camera, and I have a series of photographs that I took of the that's a little plane, of the baby robin taking a bath, and he's splashing around and stuff. And so I'm taking a series of shots, and then Mama comes along, and she's got a worm, and she feeds him a piece of it. And it's such a cute series of photos. I wish there was some way I could bring them back up, and it's on an old computer modem. I'll probably never find them. My potato vine is doing good. Oh, I'm too close. I was still looking at the bird. The bird is up on top of my plant and bending it now. It's so weird because it was lime green. I can't pronounce, it's IMPOA or IMPOE, something like that. But the common name is potato vine. It won't produce potatoes. And it was like a lime green. And then I put around it the hyacinth bean. And this is it's a vine that won't curl around anything, so I thought maybe it'll just kind of fall over like the potato vine. But the colors of the leaves look really great together. Yeah, it's sitting on top of this plant, and it's bending it over, and it's bugging me. But over here, it's, you know, everything's done. My Sweet William is done. That's another pink flower. So everything in my garden is pink until these guys finally bloom, and then it looks great. And here's the morning glory I rarely see because I get up late, and then I'm working on my computer for most of the day. So by the time I get outside to look in my garden, the morning glory has spent. So it's fun to come out and go, oh, look at the pretty, because you never know what colors you're going to get, because a lot of these are from seeds that fell last year. More pink. This is a pretty sunflower here. The light isn't very good, but it's like it's got like orange. These are I like these because they're multi-bracketed. Too close again. They're multi-bracketed flowers. You don't just get one big sunflower. You get, you know, 5 or 6 per bracket. It's starting to rain again. I'm trying to get over to the bird. See him? That's my butterfly bush. Pretty big. It's about 5 inches taller than me. I'm 5 3/4. 5 3/4. It's so hard to say. I just wish I could say I'm 5'4", but I'm 1/4 of an inch shorter than 5'4". Hello. And then, yeah, so I like how I dabbled the black-eyed Susans around, because otherwise, literally, everything is pink or purple in my garden. I never realized that until I came out here the other day, and I've had this garden for about 10 years. Let's see, no, longer than that, since like 2010. I've had this garden since 2010. I built this myself. I did not use a rototiller. This was all grass. And every day I would come out here and I would, score the grass and peel it back and get rid of it. I had a compost. That's how I started my compost pile, which I'm going to show you right now. But I dug this all by hand. And I planted... So the main, what you call the bones of this garden, the perennials, all came from my other house. And as they grew, I would divide them and divide them and divide them and divide them. So the globe thistle, the coneflower, the black-eyed Susans, the Monarda are from my other house. And we had that house in the 90s. We moved here in 2008 or 9, maybe even earlier than that. No, about 2007. Because my mother-in-law died in a tragic car accident, and my father-in-law was, by that time, pretty much bedridden, so he needed 24-hour care. So my husband moved in here. Our house is 5 minutes away. I could walk over here. So my husband moved in here, and I was still living at the other house. I was working 10 hours a day in a print shop. I would come home and take care of our pets, and then I'd come over here and I would cook them dinner and make sure laundry was done and everything. We did that for about 6 months. And then we had to make a decision. We decided that Dad could not live on his own. There was just no way. And we weren't going to have a stranger come in here and take care of him. That was ridiculous. He had the money to be taken care of. So it was either he was going to go into a old folks home or nursing home, actually, or he was going to come live with us, or we were going to live with him. And we decided to come here because our house had, all the bedrooms were upstairs, and there was no way he was doing stairs. He could barely walk. So we ended up giving up our house and moving here. And so I had really gotten into gardening, and I was so attached to my stupid plants. I'm like, I can't leave them. So some of these plants are from the 90s. Hosta is another one. Over here there's hostas. And they're really great for filling up spots. Mommy will come and give you some worms. Oh, did I scare you? I'm sorry. So yeah, so I planted all these plants, and then when they would double, I would split them. And then I turned this into my vegetable patch. And these plants, I used to grow everything from seed with the vegetables. Now I don't. Oh, my husband was waving at me for some reason. I don't know if he needed me or not. I'm coming over here. This is the part behind the scenes. Okay, so this, believe it or not, is my compost pile. Let's see. Can I back this up? My lens is wet, so now I can't get it to back up. Anyways, I grow morning glory here just to give it shade. And because I grew it in the compost pile, a normal morning glory leaf is about this big. But look at the size of the morning glory leaves in the compost. I got some good compost going here. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it. So normally what I do is I take my pitchfork and I stab it. I don't turn my compost pile because it's not that big. It's not that deep. With the broken toe and putting my dog down, and I've kind of neglected it. But this fall, I'll cut all this down, and I will take some of the compost and throw it in the vegetable patch. The rest I'll just turn, but I'll stop putting stuff in it. And then next spring, you got to do, when you use compost, you can't throw compost in your garden, your vegetable patch, and then next week put your vegetables in it. They'll die. So you have to put it in early. So you till the soil, you throw the compost in, you till it again, throw the compost in the vegetable garden, you till it up again, work it in there, and then you got to wait at least a month before you put plants in. And then that'll give you a really good, healthy soil. I've been doing compost since I moved here, because as I was digging up this yard, I'm like, what am I going to do with all this? I can't put it in the landscaping waste that they pick up. It would have weighed 500 pounds. You can't get all the dirt off the grass. So that's how I started my compost pile. And I'm the type of person, when I do something, I read all about it. And so I taught myself everything before internet. So I was really into going to the library and buying books back when Barnes and Nobles were affordable, which they are not anymore. There's a little sunflower in my vegetable garden. So this is the, what was it called? Golden Girl. You hear of the tomato early girl? Well, this is a version of it called Golden Girl. And they're pretty good. I ate one the other day. It was pretty good. And my peppers are doing great. My sweet peppers are doing great. But the tomatoes are taking forever. And then the Romas, the one thing about Romas is they all turn red at the same time. And if you don't keep picking them, they rot. And then the flies are just freaking crazy. And my beans are pretty much dying. I don't know what happened here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest the pods. And I will have free seeds next year. I'm really into collecting seeds. That's probably my favorite part of gardening, is harvesting seeds and having them grow next year from my seed. Now there's a balsam impatient. Look how pretty pale pink that is. It's a really pretty pale pink. Usually they're like a fluorescent purple or fuchsia. Hey buddy, look at you. Yeah. Your mom will come back. She's probably not here because I'm here. This is a plant that I took the seeds from. I don't remember where I was. My husband always goes, "You steal." Because when I'm walking around, if we're at a public place and they have those big pots, those, giant cement pots full of beautiful flowers, I'll snap a seed head off. I don't care. And I always go and research the plant because that's very important. You don't just put anything in your garden because it could be invasive or something. And I can't remember I can never remember names of plants. It's just like, it's a really long, Latin name. I have no idea. It starts with an A. That's all I know. So, it's got a really pretty leaf color. It's like the color of the potato vine. It's got that really pretty red. And only one of them popped up this year. I'm so surprised. I'm looking around and I thought I had another one somewhere. Yeah, there's a baby one. There's a baby one. You can see it, because it's such a pretty color. Yeah, there's some babies in the cracks, and they have really fine seeds. So I just popped that top fuzzy head off, and there's like 1,000 seeds there. That's why I'm surprised I don't have more of them. But My garden is a bit of a menagerie, so sometimes things just get smothered. But yeah, I came out here just to see the morning glories. And the black-eyed Susans are one of the easiest plants to grow, and they grow in different kinds of soil. They're very hardy. Great plant. All right, I'm getting wet.